Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly. Colossians 3:16. Hey, beautiful people. Keep me company while I share my intrusive thoughts about intentions. Because apparently, having intentions and executing intentions are two completely different skill sets. I intended to have a simple day today. Instead, I ended up thinking about length retention, hair growth, and hair damage. Whether I should rent my house, short term lease my house, or sell my house. I also have a tire pressure light that has come on to my car that I need to check out at BMW, which is coming to be and seem like my second home. And I'm going to go back down memory lane and run some errands in my old neck of the woods and contemplate on what I intend to do with or how I intend to build a real estate portfolio. But first, let's get ready, look presentable, and do something with this hair. So I am a real stickler when it comes to parts. I don't like crooked, uneven, janky parts. So I spend a lot of time trying to get the parts correct. But during this session of Let's Do My Hair Myself, I am attempting to put 3 French braids in my hair. And of course, this middle section gives me the most problems because that's where the most trauma was endured. But doubling back to intentions, and today I have a few errands to run, little side conquest, if you will. And I am focused on making sure that my to-do list is what I intend it to be. Because too many times, more often than not, I go outside with a to-do list, and sometimes I don't do anything on that list, or sometimes that to-do list ends up really extensive. But I am big on focusing on things that I can control and then just staying prepared for all the things that I may not be in control of. So, from watching me on these nice, lovely vlogs, if I may say so myself, it's the faces that I make while doing my hair that are so hilarious. Oh, they're ugly, but I mean, we'll just say hilarious for now. Not these nasty, wincing, and terrible faces I be making. But anywho, as I said, today's intrusive thoughts are about intentions. And I intend to do a lot of things like save money, but life is very humbling. So sometimes just trying to save money and put away for my rainy day funds, investments, or just my safety funds, just in case something happened to the home or there's repairs, car repairs, or any emergencies. I have something to fall back on because it is said that in the great America, most people don't have $1,000 saved for emergencies if and when they arise. And that's something we have to try to mitigate as a society. I always try to stay focused, but with all things to think about, my brain tends to, like a computer, have 17 tabs open that I visit periodically. I'm not one to dwell and harp on things, but I do, go back to the different ideas and goals and intentions that I do have very often. People tend to ask me why I always wear gloves when I'm doing any and everything, especially my hair, and it's because I have sensory issues. So I do not like the way different textures feel on my skin very often. So to prevent that and to get through different tasks quickly, I wear gloves when I am cooking, cleaning. I have gloves for when I'm bathing and when I'm doing my hair. Anything where I have to touch different products or have to just use different items with many different textures, I tend to have on gloves. So that's usually almost 100% of the time, unless I'm sitting idle, either chair rotting or bed rotting. But yeah, I usually tend to have on gloves because I am very sensitive. I have very sensitive skin, and I don't know what you would call that. Like, I'm sensitive to smells and environmental things like dust, dirt, you name it. I have a sensitivity to it. But yes, I digress. So grab your coffee, tea, matcha, snack, or whatever is helping you survive and get through adulting and living this journey called life. And just keep me company while I work on my hair and improve and unpack my intrusive thoughts that I have for today. I'm also very interested in what others feel, or better, how they feel about intention. Sometimes intending to do positive things for people, places, or things, those great nouns, end up turning into negative things, or just you're blindsided by what you thought and what actually may be the reality of things. Just like today, I know that I'm going to be running some quick errands, and sometimes just accomplishing the most mundane little tasks sometimes turn into big accomplishments because of the, how would you say, just going through the motions of having to get things done. I'm not sure if it's only me, but I find that a lot of time is being wasted by encountering these people who companies choose to hire that are unmotivated, underinformed, and as a result, I end up having to spend more money, time, and effort just doing the simplest things because of being ill advised. So now, being ill advised does have its good moments because sometimes you think you're going to spend $500 on something and you end up spending zero. But then there is the flip side to that. Sometimes you feel like, or you think you're going to spend zero or a limited amount of money, and then somebody hands you a invoice for $1,000, and you like, nobody told me about this. What's going on? And here you are again, wasting time on the phone, having to go through customer service to ensure that you're being charged appropriately and that you are, in fact, getting the right services that were promised to you initially. And again, a huge waste of time. And if you know me, you know that waste in any form is something I despise. I don't like wasting time, money, food, nothing. But I'll just leave that topic for a different day. I am almost done with my hair and I am excited. I am tired because holding my arms up is extremely tiring. Braiding my own hair is extremely tiring, and I'm tired and I don't want to be tired. But here I am, being tired. So I must say that it is a life hack to know and understand how to do your own hair just so I can look presentable and just run outside and just not look like a crazy lady and have to wear a hat all the time. But my focus now is, of course, as I speak about very often, repairing my hair, length retention, and to stop being scissor happy because every other week I feel like I'm cutting my hair because I'm seeing the damage that was caused by stylists that claim to know what they were doing with natural hair. And if it's not fried, dyed, and pasted to the side, braided, or, you know, something that have to do with extensions, I feel like natural hair, my natural hair, just suffered the consequences of, again, being overhyped, um, setting expectations, high expectations, and then under delivering. And then I am stuck once again, wasting time fixing issues and problems that I didn't create because I thought I was going to a professional person or establishment when people just be talking out the side of their necks and providing janky service and taking my money because these people are still getting paid and they're not delivering satisfactory, let me see, great service. Because when my card swipes, it's a perfect swipe. But I'm not leaving with a perfect result, service, or anything. I have to come back home and redo my hair, rewarm my food, spend countless minutes reiterating and explaining why I'm being charged, overcharged. It's just annoying. I mean, what happened to shame? What happened to standards? Bring back standards, standards of excellence. Because what we got going on out here right now, could do without. Finally done. Arms are still attached to my body, and we're gonna head on out.
Wow.
So I am back in my old neighborhood, the place that I aspired to return to. I didn't know I loved it so much till I left, but I used to live very close to the Avalon in Alpharetta, and I would walk around the shops and do my exercises, my studying, my shopping, entertainment, whatever you want to do, they probably have it. And these great restaurants. Yum, yum, yum. I really enjoyed coming to the Avalon, especially for a happy hour, which I'm returning back to. Kona Grill, as you can see. As I walk past Restores, IV therapy, wellness routines, and self care. It's an investment, but I do love the results that I get from doing the liquid IVs because, supplements are not really where you get most of your benefits because the absorption rate of these supplements are not that great. So sometimes I just go to Restore and get vitamin D and NAD, other different drips that they offer. I say it is a great place to start. They do offer red light therapy, cryotherapy, and the list goes on. But yeah, so I'm passing the Hotel Avalon, which I usually do partake in their services when I'm ready to take my what they call staycations, as they call it. They have a nice, quaint, cute pool up there. And, most of the people in places I'm familiar with at the Avalon, we are on a first name basis. But, oh, the little doggies, the little doggies. I'm saying little doggies as if I am a dog lover. But, hey, I'm not picking up no poo. I know that much. But getting content and having the ability to analyze my life through a different lens, the scope that is not my own, outside looking in on myself is interesting. But I enjoy doing it. It's kind of like a diary, virtual diary. And I get to look back on the different things and places that I've been that my memory cannot retain any longer. Because, baby, I be doing things in abundance. And I'm very grateful and thankful for the opportunity to do so. But I don't always remember everything. And if I do, I don't know how factual these memories and recollections are. But speaking of content creation, I am making my way to the Apple Store. They do have the new Neo laptop that I want to check out and see if it will meet my fancy. I did stop at the $5 and up store. Well, not store, I guess coffee shop, if you will, to get some water, which is almost done. But yeah, I'm in the market for a new phone, a new iPad, and a new laptop. So I want to just stop by and see what they had. I don't know the specs on the new Neo. I don't want something too big because I do have a dongle, an external hard drive, and all the gizmos and the gadgets. Blame it on the Aquarian in me and for the love of tech. Um, but yeah, I'm browsing and taking a look at what they have. I mean, they have the same things, different iterations, updates, upgrades. But for the most part, it's the same hardware, just new software and a new look, if I may say so. Yeah, I'm eligible for upgrade, so I'm just taking a stroll. Do people buy phone cases and accessories from Apple? Or do y'all just run straight to Amazon? Your secret is safe with me. Although the hardware are usually the same, so are the trending devices. And I want to trade in the plethora of devices that I already have and see what that may look like for myself. Because I am looking for a new laptop to do my editing on. The resolution and the storage and RAM is extremely full on the devices that I have currently. So while thinking about functionality, speed, and content creation, I need to take a look at what's available and what I can get as far as trade-in value when picking my new equipment for my future days. Not to mention, I do go to school and I do need to organize my life. Hey, Kim. But yeah, so that's what I was doing while I was here. But what I have noticed is that the funny thing about content creation is that you're always editing videos while researching the next thing that you'll be editing. So naturally, I need a beverage, a support beverage, while I am processing all these adult decisions and going through all of this adult journey. So I stopped at this little shop that I like to get me one of my favorite fruits in a cup, lychee. So yes, I will be ordering me a nice emotional support drink to keep me company for the rest of the day. And it's a nice little quaint shop. And I am interested in getting a lychee green tea with light ice because they be trying to ice you to death. Sometimes I don't get any ice. Sometimes I get my ice on the side. And once I pour my drink in the extra cup of ice, I can get 3 different cups. So, life hack alert. But yes, so this young lady, which is very nice, is making my dwank, which I plan to enjoy to no limits. So my lychee green tea with light ice is on the way. And I am watching to make sure that the ice is in fact light. So I got the goods, and as I stated, I like my drink lycheed up, light ice with lychee pieces in the bottom, shaken, not stirred. I see my lychee at the top there, and I am about to enjoy my drink because I deserve it. Treat yourself, don't be mean to yourself, and then push through because the day will end, but the task will carry over. Now that I am back home and I am just pondering and just replaying the today's events in my head, I've come to think about property per usual, home ownership per usual, but at a different angle because buying property can be, but should not always be exclusive to just having somewhere to live. Because if you think big, it is a potential portfolio asset. And I've come to learn that there are a lot of pros when I look at it at that angle. There's appreciation, the options of many different type of rental incomes, equity building, advantages, that's for sure, especially if your children are aging out of the earned income tax credit age, can offset, some of that and just add some tax advantages to your yearly filings, leverage, learning how and when to use your home as leverage, and diversification. Who doesn't like to diversify? Well, my intrusive thoughts aren't necessarily about buying, spending on things that will have a permanent place in my life, like homes and cars and things of that nature. But it's about building assets that can eventually create more and better options. Who doesn't like more and better options? The goal isn't just somewhere to sleep. The goal is in creating opportunities for my future and generational wealth. Getting the knowledge and experience and just learning how to navigate the day to day and just making sure that you are able to navigate a series of tasks, I think is a win all in itself. And I just don't think you should do it alone. And by alone, I mean grab your favorite snack, beverage, and have a seat with Google or whatever AI software that's available and dive deep. And also, if you do have a great support system of friends and family and resources, yes, add that on to the list of go to because things get overwhelming more quickly than not. And sometimes you just need to bounce ideas and thoughts off of nouns, off of those people, places, and things. And sometimes you don't even know when you need to do so. But to have the option and to have just another outlet available to vent does help the process a lot. It's really good for your nervous system, if you ask me. During the course of my day, I was thinking about hair growth. The next, I was comparing mortgage rates and trying to determine when and what the cap of refinancing looks like for me on my home as far as mortgage rates go, and analyzing my automobile to see what I can and cannot do with it. Um, the lights are going off in there, so well, not all the lights, but the tire pressure light and the fluid top up light. So that's something I need to look into very soon because we can't be walking around. We can't be riding around on low tires. I do have run flat tires, but I don't want to be at no air in the tire and then cause injury or I don't know. Just things could just get out of hand when you don't maintain them. So Take care of that. And then a little self maintenance never hurt nobody. But yeah, I'm thankful for this time that I have to self reflect and just know that it gets greater now or later. And look back at all the years of life and understand that we survived it all, whether it was by the grace of God or, by a landslide, but we survived it all. And sometimes, a lot of times, things just feel like you're the only one and you're all alone. And how could this be happening to me? And what's going on here? But I promise that we will get through it. Having enough has been a concern of many of the people, whether we know them or not, whether they're close to us or friend or foe. Having enough is a concern of many of the people on this planet, or maybe in the United States. But I would say that just surviving the day, the week, and the month, and just giving thanks if and when you're able to pay your bills. And whether you have 10 cents left over or $10 left over, or the only thing you have left is to take a walk that's free in the park and enjoy the sunshine. Be grateful you're able to cover your bills and expenses so that you can go on to live another month. And then take note, take all these experiences and all this time and use them as teachable moments on how to evolve your skills and how to utilize, your past experiences, work experiences, education to see what's out there so that you could earn more and learn more and teach more. Because, as I always say, we don't have enough time on this planet to learn everything ourselves. So, whatever gems and jewels you can get and give, please do. It's free of charge. It's free of charge to hit the subscribe button, to hit a like, and to share a gem. So, if you would like to share, what's the most random adulting intrusive thoughts that you've had lately or today, or that you've heard someone worry or mention? Just drop it in the comments. Just drop it down below. And I will see you soon, my beautiful people.